All right, let's talk about confidence. But we're going to do it in a way that you've probably never heard before. I want you to just for a moment forget everything you've ever been told about believing in yourself or faking it till you make it. We're going to look at a completely different way to think about it, a system for building confidence, not just hoping for it. I'm going to start with a pretty bold statement, and I just want you to let this one set for a second. Ready? You don't lack confidence. And that's the big secret. The problem isn't some deep character flaw. It's not that you're missing some special confidence gene. The issue is just a simple lack of evidence. Cold, hard, undeniable proof. So, what if I told you there's a way to build genuine, rock-solid confidence? And it has absolutely nothing to do with waiting for motivation to strike. A system that works on your best days and, more importantly, on your worst. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll expose what I call the confidence lie. Then, we'll get into the 1% rule and how to stack tiny daily proofs. After that, we'll look at a real plan for facing fear, and we'll wrap it all up with a simple challenge you can start today. Okay, so let's just tear this first idea down. We've all been sold this myth that confidence is just a feeling you're supposed to conjure up out of thin air. Just believe in yourself. It sounds good, but honestly, it's a recipe for frustration because it just doesn't work like that. This is the most important mindset shift you can make. Confidence is not an emotion. It's the outcome of your actions. It's the reputation you have with yourself. Think of it like a bank account. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you make a deposit. That's the 1% rule. And over time, all those little deposits, they compound into a fortune of self-trust. So how do we actually do this? How do we make these daily deposits? Well, it's all built around a simple framework I call the proof method. And it has 4 core pillars that turn this idea from a concept into a daily practice. These are the 4 parts of our engine. Microcompetence is all about getting those small daily wins. The exposure ladder is for strategically facing your fears. The body override uses your physical self to influence your mental self. And the confidence ledger, well, that's how we keep score. Let's see how they all fit together. So let's start at the beginning, building your evidence portfolio. This is where the real work happens, and it doesn't start with some giant leap of faith. It starts with small, consistent, almost boring steps that add up. Microcompetence is the heart of the whole system. It's just the simple act of keeping the tiny promises you make to yourself. Things like waking up without hitting snooze, making your bed, drinking a glass of water, sending that one email you've been putting off. Each one of those is a piece of proof. It's a 1% win for the day. It's another deposit in the bank. But here's the thing. Collecting proof doesn't matter if you don't even notice you're doing it. And that's where the confidence ledger comes in. It's not a diary for your feelings, it's a logbook for your actions. It's how you make your wins visible and undeniable, especially to yourself. And check this out. Look at how simple this is. The action/win isn't ran a marathon, it's completed a 10-minute workout. But look at the proof collected. It says, I can keep promises to myself. That is so powerful. You're not just logging the action, you're logging what it proves about you. Okay, so once you start banking those small wins every day, you start to build a little momentum. And now it's time to use that momentum to level up. We can start to tackle the bigger things, the fears, but not with brute force, with a system. This is the exposure ladder. It's your game plan for facing what scares you. So instead of trying to leap across a canyon, you just build a bridge, one plank at a time. You start with something that's just a tiny bit uncomfortable, and then you work your way up, step by step, collecting proof of your courage the whole way. This is a perfect example for, say, social anxiety. Just look at the progression. Step 1, ask a stranger for the time. Super low risk. Step 4, attending a networking event. That might seem impossible from the beginning. But after you've already done steps 1, 2, and 3, it's just the next logical step. Each rung on that ladder is another piece of proof in your pocket. Now, this next tool is fascinating. It's called the body override. See, your brain and your body are in a constant conversation. If you feel unconfident, you'll naturally slump. But here's the crazy part. It works in reverse, too. You can intentionally change your body language to send a signal back to your brain that says, hey, we're confident. I mean, just look at this side by side. We all know what low confidence looks like. The trick is to choose to act from the right column, even when you feel like you belong in the left. Before you walk into a meeting, stand up tall, pull your shoulders back. When you speak clearly. It's not about being fake. It's about practicing the physical posture of the person you're building yourself into.
So we've broken down the lie, we've got the system, and we have the tools. Now it's time to bring it all together. Because this isn't really about doing a bunch of things. It's about fundamentally changing who you believe you are.
If you walk away with nothing else, please let it be this. Confidence is stored memory. That's it. Your job isn't to feel confident. Your job is to go out there and create memories of you being capable.
You know, your brain is a simple machine in a way. It's a pattern recognition machine. It doesn't really care about motivational posters or positive affirmations. It cares about its own records. It cares about memory. So if you feed it a library full of memories of you